talk about judging. Hey, this is Alex Tremble, your favorite leadership and career coach. And today I want to share a quick note with you about judging. So today I was driving home and I saw this car with a big dent in it. It looked like it had been hit. And so as I was driving, I decided I should probably switch lanes, because if they had that dent, they must have gotten in an accident. They could possibly hit and hurt me, right? And so I'm driving, and as I switched lanes, I realized this doesn't make sense. This thought process doesn't make sense. See, let me share a quick story with you. I'm from California, and I went to school in Iowa, Oskaloosa, Iowa, actually. And when I was younger, I wasn't the smartest or sharpest tool in the shed. I drove from California to Iowa many times straight through with no sleep. Hopped up on no dose, caffeine, Mountain Dew, sugar. That was me. And so I know it takes literally 23 hours straight driving to make it from where I live in California to Iowa. And let me tell you, by the time I got there to Iowa, my car was dirty. My car was dusty. If you looked inside, you see bottles and chip bags and all sorts of things inside of that car. But what does that say about me, right? I mean, we can look at other people's cars and be like, oh wow, like they're dirty. They don't care about their valuables. They don't care about their vehicle. It's not washed. But we don't know what they've gone through, right? See, someone could look at my car and look at me in that situation and say, well, Alex doesn't value his vehicle. Alex doesn't value what he has. I'm not sure if I can trust that person. I can't trust him with my stuff because he won't value it, because I can see just how dirty his car is, not realizing I've driven 23 hours straight. And for me, it doesn't make sense to stop and wash my car while I'm driving 23 hours straight. See, I share this story because it's so easy to judge. So far I've been talking about vehicles and how easy it is to judge someone's vehicle, is judge someone based off their vehicle. But now I'm switching this to the workplace, right? How about your coworkers, your subordinates, your other team leads? Well, when someone shows up to the office late repeatedly, and now you start to judge them to say, well, they don't care about their work because if they did, they'd be here on time. Or they turn in a project that had grammatical errors, and you say, oh wow, they don't care about their product. And we start judging them, not knowing anything about the context. See, maybe that person is late because someone I know actually just got a divorce. And so now they had to change the commute for them because they're taking their child to daycare themselves, and they didn't have to do that in the beginning. What if that person who had the grammatical errors, and yeah, they have grammatical errors, but maybe it's because something else is going on in their life, and their mind's not all at work right now, because there is a falsehood, is a fallacy that we can separate our life from work. It doesn't happen. They're all intertwined. And the reality is we spend more time at work than we do outside of work for a lot of people. And so again, today what I want to focus on is that judging component. I love that Tupac talked about, someone could see a rose growing out the sidewalk in a city and talk about how small it is. How it's a weak rose, not taking the time to appreciate what that rose has gone through to even get to that point. See, what I'm saying right now is not a pass. If someone is repeatedly coming in late, that this doesn't mean to allow it to happen if that's impacting the workload. What it means is to ask the question, hey, I've noticed that you've gotten in a few, 30 minutes late, an hour late every day. Hey, what's going on? Is there anything I can do to help you? Hey, recently I saw that you've been having a bunch of grammatical errors that you don't normally have. Is there anything I can do to help? What's going on? How can I help? Asking the question is so easy. See, it's so funny because again, I work with a lot of managers and teams, and when they're talking to me about how they don't understand why their employee engagement numbers are so low, the first thing I ask them is, have you asked your team? Have you asked your employees why the number's so low? And a lot of the time I get well, we haven't asked all the employees, but our leadership team, we've talked about it. We've been powwowing on this. It's so easy to ask the question, to learn the context of people's decisions and behaviors. Again, this is not a pass, but it will help you make better decisions, because split decision judgments, they happen. They're real, but they're not always correct. And doing so may actually have you make the wrong decision. And so as always, I want to tell you before we move any further, click the like button. I know I've been serious this time. I was acting like I wasn't going to talk about it. You thought you were going to get away with it, but no, click that like button, click the subscribe, and click that notification button. But on a serious note, stay strong, stay positive, and definitely stay moving.